Hi and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Jackson Dinky DK2XR and 5 reasons to buy it and 3 things you might want to consider before you buy one. Now, number 1 is the neck and fretboard on this. This neck is extremely slim and comfortable. I play a lot of Ibanez's. I have a RG550 on the wall behind me that's got the Super Wizard. And I have to say, this is probably my second favorite guitar nowadays. I've been playing it for 4 months really hard, and I usually grab it or the Ibanez RG550 if I'm doing anything serious with the whammy bar or really want a fast, speedy neck. It's just extremely comfortable. I would say it's a really slim D, but don't quote me on that. But it's very smooth. It's got a nice solid feel. The fretboard feels great. It's nice and snappy sounding. It's just an extremely comfortable, fast neck. And comparing it to like the JS series, you would think they'd be similar, but there's no way to really express how much better this neck feels without holding one. It's definitely, I think, the high point of the guitar. I absolutely love the way this neck feels. So let's move on. Number 2 is the body. And by that I mean the contours and just the overall balance of it. When you set it down, the whole guitar is balanced very well, but the contours in the body, they're pretty much perfect. If you're someone who likes an arm contour and plays sitting down a lot, this guitar is designed really well for it. The body is just extremely comfortable. If I was going to change anything about this body, really the only thing I can think of is not even the body. It's the control plate. I would have access with it on, but that's not really the body itself. It's probably my favorite body of any of the guitars I own. Sorry, Ibanez, I like your look a little better, but I think this one might actually be a little more comfortable. Now, number 3, the controls on this guitar. These are not so fast that if you flick it, they go spinning, but they've got very little resistance, so you can do volume swells. The switch, it moves very easy, but very firmly. You can flick it if you need to, but it's not going to bump out of place just by catching it with your pinky. I really like the controls on this, especially if you do a lot of videos or anything where you're going to be turning your volume off a lot. The volume knob rolls down really easy, and they work really well when you're playing to roll off and bring things down a little bit. The tone and volume both have really nice functionality, so I really do like the controls on this guitar. Number 4, the locking tremolo system. Now, if any of you guys saw my JS video, you'll know that while I consider them serviceable, I wasn't overly impressed with it. It was good for the money. Now, I don't have any way to confirm that this is the same or different, but on this guitar, it sits down really low. I don't know that I'd call it recessed, but it definitely sits nice and low. And it holds tune beautifully. The fine tuners work really nice. The nut works as it should, and you don't have near the play on the blocks like you did on the JS series. In 4 months, I think I've retuned it twice. And I live in a very extreme weather climate. I live in Salt Lake. We have 30 to 40 degree weather fluctuations. The barometer is up and down. My guitars that are not locking, whether they're $150 or $800 like my SEW up there, they can move a half to full step, flat or sharp, depending on the weather fluctuations here. So pretty harsh. So for this to stay in tune that well, as I said, it stayed in tune every bit as well as my RG550. In fact, they've both been tuned twice, and I've had them about as long. So I really do like this. And the bar itself, it's really smooth. It's great for flutters. It actually it's not going to be as good as like a $300 Floyd, but it's really, really nice, especially for being what I can tell a Jackson. I think it's actually like a Floyd Rose Special that they branded, but I could be wrong. But considering how much I thought the JS needed an upgrade, this one, it works fine. I haven't had any problems out of it. So yeah, that's whether it's an upgrade I can't confirm, but on this model it works great. And lastly is the aesthetic and the overall feel of this guitar. From a player standpoint, extremely low action, smooth neck, easy access to all your frets, comfortable body, good placement of everything. It plays really nice, and it's held up to me. I'm using it pretty good. Just the feel of the guitar is great. And if you're into this style of 80s guitar, then these are beautiful. You may not like this particular color, but the overall 80s rock vibe is definitely present with these guitars. Now let's talk about the negatives. Number one, let's come back to the color choices. So back to the aesthetics. Outside of the wild colors like the green, the yellow, this pink, they do have some other really nice colors, but most of them have colored pickups. Now there is a silver with black pickups, I believe, running around, but for the most part, the colored pickups are on all the guitars, so they may turn some people off, unfortunately. Number two is just the overall price. It is a $600 guitar retail, and for a lot of people, that's just outside of the price range, and that's completely understandable. I bought this one on sale for $350, and at that price, it's a steal. At $500 retail, I would consider this, yeah, go try one out, definitely. At $600, I think you want to play it, make sure it's for you. I mean, I love it, and I would probably buy one at retail if I couldn't find the color options I wanted used. Now, I would definitely recommend looking for a used one if you're looking for one of these. Reverb, eBay, Guitar Center, Musician's Friend. I think even Sweetwater's had one on there last time I was looking around. But they're not hard to find. You can usually find them at a pretty good price in really good condition. So I would probably look for a used one. But I do think that the $600 price point, if you upgraded the pickups or something else like that, I think the pickups would be the biggest thing to justify the $600. Because honestly, I still think it should be closer to $5, maybe $5.50. But $600 does seem a little steep, and especially when you look at concern number 3. Now, the third and final concern with this guitar is the paper matchup with the JS series. On paper, it pretty much looks like the same guitar, except you've got some contours to the body, but it doesn't specify anything different about the tremolo or the pickups. So, and I do think these are both a little bit different than what comes in the JS. I could be wrong, but the pickups sound a little better to me, and the tremolo is definitely working better and feels better. Now, that's over the old JS. I do have a JS 34Q sitting right here, and I'll be doing a review of that fairly soon, but I will say the tremolo on it is better than the one that was on my old JS. So my JS 32 may have just had some, it may have been the guitar itself. Maybe it was a lemon, I don't know. It wasn't horrible, but that 34 is much better, and it's held tune as well as this one. But I do think for $600, a lot of people are going to want, when you look at it on paper, a lot of people are going to want more out of it because it looks like the same tuners, the same hardware, the same everything, except for you don't have binding on this, and you don't have, instead of an arch top, you have a more standard contour body. But in reality, the body, everything about it feels more solid. The neck definitely feels better than the JS series. I like my JS, I really do. It's tuned standard, and I play it a lot. But this neck feels substantially better. It feels more solid. It's definitely faster. Just everything about this guitar feels a little tighter, a little better, just a little smoother. There's really no other way for me to put it. It's just everything's a little bit better. So I definitely recommend checking one out. But that is the 5 big reasons to buy the guitar and 3 concerns. My overall feel is that its weak point are the pickups. But even they're not bad. I mean, I said I like them. I have no plans to change them out. So, yeah, that's really all I can say about it, I think. I love them. I'm going to probably get the blue one with the pink pickups in the future. But I definitely recommend checking one out. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, click like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to stay notified. Leave me some comments and suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. If you have one, let me know what you think of it. And until next time, keep playing.